Let me ask you something. How much change can happen in a week? A little? A lot? The answer is as much as you're willing to demand from yourself. Most people underestimate what a single week of focused, intentional action can do. They think transformation is reserved for months or years down the road. But the truth is you don't need more time, you need more decision. 1 week, 7 days. That's all it takes to become unrecognizable to yourself and to others if you commit with intensity. See, real change isn't gradual, it's explosive when paired with clarity and discipline. People stay the same not because they lack time, but because they repeat yesterday's habits. If you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. So let's change that. Let's make this week different. Let's make you different. Start with your mind. That's where all change begins. Spend this week feeding your mind ideas, inspiration, and wisdom. Read a book that challenges you. Listen to audio that lifts you. Turn your car, your home, your earbuds into a university on wheels. Because what enters your mind eventually shapes your identity. Next, master your morning. Win your morning and you'll win your day. Wake up early, plan, reflect, get quiet, think. Most people let the day hit them. But if you want to be unrecognizable in a week, you must learn to hit the day first. Now, work on your body. You don't need to run a marathon. Just move, sweat, breathe. There's something about pushing yourself physically that unlocks mental breakthroughs. You'll not only look different, you'll feel different. And of course, your words. Speak life this week to yourself, to others. Eliminate the complaints, excuses, sarcasm, and self-doubt. Replace them with declarations, vision, gratitude, and determination. Change your language and you change your destiny. Here's a big one. Discipline. 1 week of laser-focused discipline will do more than a month of half-hearted effort. Track your time, track your choices. Ask yourself throughout the day, is this helping me become who I want to be? You can reinvent your identity, but not by wishing, by doing. 1 day of excellence makes a difference. 1 week makes a statement. You want to shock people? Shock them with your new energy, new habits, new focus. Yes, you'll lose some things, old excuses, lazy thinking, wasted time. But look what you'll gain: clarity, progress, pride, and momentum. And here's the truth. Becoming unrecognizable to others isn't the goal. It's about becoming unrecognizable to the old version of you. That tired, distracted, unfocused version you've outgrown. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a made-up mind, and you need to start now. Because if you do, if you take these next 7 days seriously, you won't just upgrade your habits, you'll upgrade your identity. So go ahead, surprise yourself, shock your environment, confuse your doubts, become unrecognizable in 1 week. Change begins with decision, not time. That's the truth. Many never come to realize. They wait, they stall. They tell themselves they need more time, more money, more support, or the right opportunity. But what they really need is a decision. One clear, bold, firm decision to change. You can go another year talking about what you're going to do, or you can make a decision today and start doing it. Time is not the issue. Time never has been. It's neutral. It passes for the productive and the lazy alike. What matters is what you decide to do with the time you already have. A week can change your life if your decision is strong enough. A day can turn your story around if you treat it like the gift that it is. You've seen it before. Someone hits a breaking point. They decide, no more. And everything changes. Not because the calendar flipped, not because they read a new book or found a new guru, but because they made a decision, deep, internal, irreversible. That's the moment their life begins to move in a new direction. It's not the time, it's the decision inside the time. A decision creates energy. It wakes something up inside you. It sharpens your focus. It aligns your actions with your values. It stops you from tolerating what you used to accept. That's why you can meet someone who changed their life in a short period, and it looks like magic. It's not magic, it's decision. Some people keep looking for more time to change, but time doesn't bring change. Choice does. You can drift for years without progress if your mind is undecided, but you can gain more ground in 1 week with commitment than you did in the last 12 months of hesitation. Time will always respond to your decision. Deciding is powerful because it puts you back in control. You stop being a victim of your schedule, your habits, your fears, or your circumstances. When you truly decide, you no longer negotiate with your old self. The decision becomes the filter through which everything passes. Should I skip the workout today? No, I decided. Should I delay that call? No, I decided. Should I keep living like this? No, I already made the decision to rise higher. And understand this, most people don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because they never truly decided. They dabble, They kind of try. They hope things will get better. But hope without decision is just a wish. It carries no weight. It carries no follow-through. It sounds nice, but it produces nothing. If you want to be unrecognizable in a week, make a decision that can't be reversed. Decide to show up different. Decide to raise your standards. Decide to stop apologizing for wanting more. Decide that you are done with the excuses that kept you small. And when you decide, act like it, think like it, speak like it. Don't wait for your feelings to catch up. Your feelings will follow your discipline. Decision also clarifies what to say no to. See, when you're unclear, everything looks like an option. But when you decide, you cut off the unnecessary. You simplify your life. You eliminate distractions. You say no with confidence because you've already said yes to something greater. A real decision is not loud. It doesn't always require a crowd or a declaration. Sometimes it's quiet, it's internal, but it's real. You'll know you made it because your actions start to align. Your thinking shifts, your words change, your energy increases, you walk different, you talk different, and soon you live different. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for New Year's. Don't wait for the weekend. Don't wait for motivation. Make the decision now. Decide that this moment matters. Decide that your future is worth fighting for. Decide that you will not waste another day hoping, because you've already chosen the path of growth, change, and discipline. Change doesn't need more time. It needs a made-up mind. And once you make that decision, everything around you starts to move. Your results start to catch up with your resolve. And soon the person in the mirror becomes someone even you hardly recognize, for all the right reasons. Your mind is a garden. It doesn't care what you plant, flowers or weeds. It'll return whatever you sow. That's the truth most people ignore. You don't become successful or wise or disciplined by accident. You become those things by design. And it all begins with what you feed your mind. You see, the mind is hungry. It's always absorbing, always listening, always recording. The only question is, what are you feeding it? Junk, gossip, fear, negativity? Or are you feeding it truth, strategy, inspiration, and clarity? Every day you're shaping your future by what you put into your mind. Just like your body needs quality food to grow strong, your mind needs quality input to grow sharp. A weak mind is not the result of a bad brain. It's usually the result of a bad diet, mentally speaking. You have to get intentional about your intake because the world is loud. It wants to sell you drama. It wants to drown you in distraction. The news is full of fear. Social media is full of comparison. Conversations are often full of complaints. If you're not careful, your mind will be filled with whatever's nearest, not whatever's as full, but you have a choice. You can feed your mind the good stuff, the kind of ideas that lift you, stretch you, build you. You can turn your car into a classroom. You can let books mentor you. You can let wise voices echo in your ears while others are wasting time. Some people say they don't have time to grow their mind, but they've got hours for television, endless scrolling, pointless conversations. The truth is, everyone has time. The question is, what are you trading it for? If you want to change your life, change what you feed your mind because your life is a reflection of your thoughts, and your thoughts are built from your input. You can't plant corn and expect roses. You can't fill your mind with fear and expect confidence. You can't absorb confusion and expect clarity. So start the day right. Don't let the first voice you hear be the voice of chaos. Wake up and feed your mind something strong, something clear, something true. A few pages from a great book, a lesson from a mentor, a few quiet moments to think, to plan, to reflect. Do that, and you set the tone for the rest of the day. You've got to build a system around your mind. Keep great material around you. Carry a good book. Keep a journal. Revisit your goals. Keep wise quotes in view. Reread the notes that made you think. Watch something that challenges you. Listen to something that uplifts you. Repeat it often. Repetition is the motor of learning. Don't feed your mind once a week and expect a new level of performance. Feed it daily, consistently. You don't eat one big meal on Monday and hope it lasts all week, do you? Of course not. You feed your body regularly. So why not your mind? It's not about perfection. It's about direction. 10 minutes a day with purpose beats hours of random consumption. Even 5 minutes spent with something excellent can shift your mindset. And that shift can change how you show up, how you speak, how you make decisions. That's how momentum begins. People often say, I don't know what to do with my life. The answer usually starts with what they're feeding their mind. If you want new answers, you need new input. Want better ideas? Read better material. Want more confidence? Listen to stronger voices. Want clearer direction? Study those who have walked that path. Don't leave it to chance. Your mind will work with what you give it. If you feed it vision, it will build a future. If you feed it excuses, it will settle for less. If you feed it possibilities, it will start searching for opportunities. It's always working, so give it the right material. Make it a habit, not just a one-time burst, but a lifestyle. Build a mind so full of purpose, wisdom, and strength that fear has no room to grow. A mind like that will serve you for life. Because once you begin feeding your mind daily with the right stuff, people will notice something. Your words will be different, your energy will be higher, your focus will sharpen, your confidence will grow, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. It all starts with what you feed your mind. So feed it well, feed it often, and watch your whole life begin to change. If you want to change your life, start by winning your mornings. How you begin your day sets the rhythm for everything that follows. A chaotic morning creates a chaotic day. A lazy start invites a lazy mindset, but a strong, intentional morning builds momentum, and momentum is the secret to progress. Most people never realize how much power lives in that first hour of the day. They treat it casually, carelessly, and then wonder why the rest of their day never feels quite right. But those who are serious about success, they guard their mornings like gold. When you wake up, your mind is fresh. Your willpower is strongest. Your distractions haven't yet invaded. It's your prime time. And yet so many waste it. They hit snooze, they scroll, they rush, they react. Instead of preparing for the day, they let the day ambush them. That's not how you build a life you're proud of. The way to win your life is to win your mornings. Not once in a while, but every single day. Make it a habit. Make it non-negotiable. Because consistency compounds. One strong morning might not change everything, but 50 in a row, that's how you transform. Start by rising early. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m., but you do need to get up before the demands of the world start calling your name. That early space is where clarity lives. It's where plans get made. It's where self-respect is earned. Every time you get up with purpose, you're telling your future, son, I'm coming for you. Once you're up, get still. Before the noise, before the rush, get quiet, think, reflect. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? That's a powerful question. Most people ask, what do I have to do today? It's a list. But asking, who do I want to be? That's a life. Write something. Doesn't have to be long. A goal, a thought, a quote that centers you. Put your mind in gear before you put your body in motion. That 5 minutes of journaling can shape the next 15 hours. Read something valuable. You don't need a full chapter, just a few pages, something that stretches you, challenges you, expands your thinking. That's how you grow. That's how you stay sharp. Every day that you skip reading is a day you let your thinking go unguarded. And remember, if you're not feeding your mind something good, the world will feed it something random. Move your body. You don't need a gym membership. You need movement. Walk, stretch, breathe, wake up your system. Show your body that today matters. Because once you begin moving with intention, your mind follows. Energy creates energy. Plan your priorities. Don't dive into the day without a roadmap. Take 5 minutes to decide what really matters, not just what's urgent, but what's important. Get clear on your top tasks, your real targets. If you don't plan your day, someone else will plan it for you, and you probably won't like their agenda. And finally, guard your inputs. Be careful what you let into your mind during the first hour of the day. No negative news, no drama, no distraction. That stuff is poison to your focus. You can't build a positive, focused, disciplined day on a diet of anxiety, chaos, and noise. Your mind is sensitive in the morning. Don't feed it garbage. Now, all of this doesn't need to take hours. You can do it in 30 to 60 minutes. It's not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about being intentional. You're telling yourself, see, I matter. My goals matter. My time matters. That's a powerful message, one that echoes all day long. People often ask, what's the secret to success? They expect a complicated answer. But sometimes the secret is this: win your mornings. Stack enough of those and the rest starts to fall into place. Discipline becomes easier, confidence rises, decisions become clearer. You stop chasing the day and start leading it. So don't sleepwalk into your future. Wake up with purpose. Start your day with intention. Build a morning routine that pulls you forward. Because when you win your mornings, you start winning your days. And when you win enough days, you win your life. Move your body. Sounds simple, right? But don't mistake simplicity for lack of power, because movement, consistent, intentional movement, is one of the most overlooked keys to living a sharp, disciplined, energized life. The body and the mind are not separate. They're partners. What happens to one affects the other. You can't have a sluggish body and expect a sharp mind. You can't treat your physical health like an afterthought and expect to operate at your highest level. The two are connected deeply. You want to feel more alive? You want more focus, more confidence, more discipline? Start by moving your body. You don't need to become a world-class athlete. You don't need to bench press 300 pounds or run a marathon. What you do need is to honor your body enough to keep it active, to wake it up, to stretch it, challenge it, strengthen it. Because when you move your body, something happens. You break the mental fog. You shake off the lethargy. You send a signal to yourself, I'm in control. I'm in control. I show up for me. Movement creates energy. Most people are waiting to feel like doing something. They say, when I have more energy, I'll start. But it doesn't work that way. Energy doesn't come before the action. Action creates the energy. That first walk, that first stretch, that first drop of sweat, that's when the engine turns over. That's when the spark lights. You don't move your body just for how it looks. That's a bonus. You move for how it makes you feel. More confident, more disciplined, more alive. When your body feels strong, your mind starts to believe in strength again. You walk taller, lighter. You speak clearer. You don't second guess as much. You trust yourself more. Movement builds discipline. When you say, I'm going to move today no matter what, and you follow through, something builds inside you. Integrity, consistency. That's where confidence comes from. Not from waiting for the right mood or the perfect weather, but from doing what you said you would do, especially when it's hard. Most people don't move because they're tired. They're tired because they don't move. It becomes a cycle of low energy, low activity, low results. But the opposite is also true. You move a little and you feel a little better. So you move more and you feel stronger. Now the cycle works in your favor. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a gym membership. You need a decision to move, to use what you've got, to walk, to stretch, to breathe deeply, to push yourself a little more today than you did yesterday. It doesn't have to be complex. It just has to be odd consistent. There's also something spiritual about movement. When you push your body past what's comfortable, something deep inside wakes up. It's not just your muscles, it's your will. You prove to yourself that you're more than your feelings, you're more than your limitations, you're capable of change, of effort, of victory, even in the smallest ways. Movement also clears your mind. A walk can untangle thoughts. A run can quiet the noise. A few push-ups can remind you that you're still in the game. It doesn't take much to shift your state, just enough movement to change the way you feel about the day ahead. And let's not forget longevity. You want to be around to enjoy the rewards of your hard work? You want to see your goals, your family, your future with full energy? Then care for your body now. It's not just about youth or beauty, it's about mobility, it's about strength, it's about freedom. People will spend their health chasing wealth, and later spend their wealth trying to recover their health. Don't fall into that trap. Protect your body now, and it will serve you well for decades to come. Start small. Move for 5 minutes, then 10. Let consistency be the goal. One step, one stretch, one decision to move. Stack those days, and you won't just change your body, you'll change your entire way of life. So move your body, not because someone told you to, not because of guilt, but because you've got one body, one life, and one chance to use it fully. Movement is a gift. Use it well. Your words matter. More than most people realize, the way you speak, especially to yourself, has the power to shape your mindset, influence your behavior, and eventually define your results. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your language. Now that might sound small, but it's not. Words are like seeds. Plant the wrong ones, and you'll grow weeds of doubt, fear, and limitation. But plant the right ones, words of belief, purpose, vision, and your future will begin to bloom in powerful ways. You have to guard your language because it's easy to speak carelessly. Most people don't even hear themselves anymore. They're so used to saying things like, I can't, I'm tired, I'm not lucky, who I am, it never works out for me. And every time they say those things, they reinforce that identity. That language becomes their reality. The words you use are not just reflections of your thoughts. They're also instructions to your brain. Speak defeat, and your mind looks for confirmation. Speak possibility, and your mind begins to search for solutions. It works both ways. You talk yourself into courage or into quitting. When someone says, I'm not good at that, they've already set the limit. The door is closed. No learning, no growing, no trying. But shift the words just a little. I'm learning how to do that. And now the door is open. That's the power of language. It's not just about grammar. It's about direction. Watch your self-talk. That inner conversation running all day long, that's the most important voice you'll ever hear. If you let it be filled with sarcasm, discouragement, or doubt, you'll slowly chip away at your own confidence. But if you learn to speak to yourself with clarity, vision, and encouragement, you'll begin to rise. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore reality or pretend everything is perfect. No, but it means you speak in a way that builds rather than breaks. You can be honest and still be hopeful. You can acknowledge the challenge and still declare the outcome. You also need to be aware of the words you speak to others. Complaining, gossiping, criticizing, they all drain your energy. They make you smaller. They put your mind in a reactive, negative space, and over time they build a habit of looking for what's wrong instead of what's possible. On the other hand, speaking with intention, with gratitude, with strength, that elevates you. It lifts the room. It sharpens your focus. It attracts the kind of energy and people that move your life forward. And let's talk about excuses, because they love to hide in our language. And I was going to, but since I wanted to, but these phrases sound harmless, but they're poison to your potential. They sneak in and give you permission to stay the same. But if you start cutting off excuses from your language, you'll feel your mindset shift. You'll start to own your life again. Guarding your language is also about choosing words that match where you want to go, not just where you've been. If you constantly talk about your past, your failures, your wounds, you stay stuck in them. But start talking about your goals, your growth, your vision, and you begin moving in that direction. It's like driving a car. You don't steer by staring in the rearview mirror. You can tell a lot about where someone's going by listening to how they talk. Some people use language that's heavy, hopeless, and passive. Others speak with life, purpose, and power. The difference between those two people often isn't talent, it's intention. So here's the challenge. Pay attention. Don't let your words just flow unchecked. Listen to yourself. Audit your language. Ask, are these words helping me or hurting me? If they're hurting, change them. Replace an I can't with an I will. Replace an I'm stuck with an building. Replace an I with an been and committed. Your words are a reflection of your identity and also the blueprint for who you're becoming. Speak like the person you want to be. Let your language lead the way, because when you start to guard your language, you begin to protect your potential. You begin to shape your future. And one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just speak differently. You lived differently. And it all started with the words,